Georges Bizet was born on October 25, 1838, in the Montmartre district, Paris. His father, Adolphe, was a singing teacher. His mother, Amy, an accomplished pianist. Their only son, George, liked to listen outside the door of the music room and learned harmonies, absorbed himself in music. Where he was born was also the site of a number of theaters and concert halls. He learned piano and how to read and write from Amy. His maternal uncle was a distinguished singer. With his help, George learned piano with Marmontel and achieved excellent results. He was admitted to the Paris Conservatoire at 9. Within a half year, won first prize in solfège that earned him private tutelage of counterpoint and fugue with Zimmermann. At his home, George met his son-in-law, the composer Gounod. He told Gounod in later years, "You are the beginning of my life as an artist. I sprang from you." He began to take the composition class of Alavi. The quality of his music improved drastically. At 17, he composed his first symphony. He entered an opera competition which was organized by Offenbach. With his setting of Dr. Miracle, George won alongside Lecoq. Winning the competition led him to become a regular guest at Offenbach's dinner parties, where he met celebrities. His favorite meeting was Rossini. Next year, he challenged the Prix de Rome. The finalists for this competition spent about 2 weeks with no communication from the outside world. He finally won the Prix de Rome at the age 19. The prize included studying in Rome for some years. On arrival at the villa described by Bizet as paradise, traditionally, winners were entitled to have their portrait painted. In Rome, he felt free to indulge his taste of women throughout this period. He maintained a regular correspondence with his beloved mother. After returning to France, Bizet focused mainly on opera. He also made piano transcriptions of other operas. Bizet had the opportunity to meet Liszt and played flawlessly on one of Liszt's most difficult pieces. Liszt is said to have declared Bizet to be the equal as a pianist of von Bülow and himself. His mother died at 45. He consoled himself with his parents' maid, Marie, with whom he had a son. Another death that affected Bizet deeply was that of his mentor, Alavi. His daughter was at the funeral. One day, theater lyric director Carvalho invited Bizet to compose The Pearl Fishers and premiered in 1863. The best notice came from Berlioz, recognized Bizet as a serious talent with a great future. It was one of his last reviews. His father had built 2 adjacent cottages at Louveciennes, west of Paris, for himself and his son. Around the time, he had a chance meeting on a train from Paris with a woman, La Mogador, whose occupation included prostitution, dancer and singer. Eventually, became a countess and writer. She had purchased a home next to Bizet. At his suggestion, she bought a piano so he could compose in peace. Bizet started to like Iradier's music, as he later borrowed a theme from his song for Habanera. Carvalho had faith in Bizet's talent. The Fair Maid of Perth was premiered. At the time, Bizet was in love with his mentor's daughter, Geneviève. After their marriage, he openly commented, "I am purifying myself and becoming better." Franco-Prussian War began in July 1870. He joined in the National Guard. Although their marriage suffered under financial pressures and her fragile nerves. Their only child, Jack, was born. Carvalho planned to mount a production of La Lycienne. The premiere was a failure. However, Bizet's incidental music was a great success. His reputation was established. Then, the Opera Comique commissioned Bizet to write Carmen, but it was suspended due to concerns around its risky story. Gallimarie was engaged to sing the title role, which pleased Bizet. But there was objection from the chorus, who were expected to act convincingly as individuals rather than respond in unison as a group. The women objected to having both smoke and fight on stage, firmly supported by Gallimarie, so that few compromises had to be made. He was awarded the Légion d'honneur on March 3rd, the day of the premiere of Carmen. Depressed by the apparent failure of Carmen, he fell ill and moved to Bourgeois, where he rashly went for a swim and suffered a heart attack. Bizet died on June 3rd, 1875, a few hours after the 33rd performance of Carmen. It was his 7th wedding anniversary. He was 36 years old. 3 years after her husband's death, Geneviève posed in a morning dress for the painter. "She is my whole life," Bizet used to say. His unshakable loyalty and devotion to his wife left in my heart as a man. As an artist, he poured all the passions to Carmen. And Nietzsche, who saw Carmen for about 20 times, left these words: "What a deep sense that I intend to retain, so passionate, so graceful, and yet so heartbreaking ever." How much freedom has this music given you?